Yo, what's going on, everybody? So first off, I need to apologize for not uploading yesterday. I told you guys I was going to upload daily. However, I had something come up which I'll kind of explain that just here real quick before I get into my main topic. And I basically had to try out for the Nuke regiment. I had a couple people that wanted me to get into it. I have my friend Migo and then my other friend Sub. They both wanted me in, so I got basically invited to try out, and I dropped two nukes, and they put me in right there. So I'm gonna upload those games tomorrow because I went off. I went pretty crazy, and it was super stressful. I was actually really nervous, but I'm glad to be a part of the Nuke Regiment because I've played against the guys for a long time, and honestly, when you see that whole group or a group of them playing together, you really don't want to be on the other team because I mean they're nasty, and it's just a group of guys that play a lot like me. So I'm pretty hyped about it. But anyway, guys, I'm going to talk about the Galil. I'm going to give my opinion on it, and also I'll give like a slight opinion of the Finnick, which is the Vector, and that's a whole different breed. But anyway, guys, all right, let's jump into it. So the Galil is, or the CR-56 Amax, whatever you really want to call it. I'm calling it the Galil just to make it easier. That name is like super long, but I like this gun, but I don't love this gun. I think in order for it to be viable for my playstyle, I have to use it exactly like I do my Grout and the Kilo, which is running no stock, instead of stippled grip tape. But the thing with this gun is because it shoots a bigger caliber of ammunition and is like a heavy hitting gun, it has to have a little more recoil to balance it out. And honestly, like the recoil at range makes this gun really hard to use, and up close it's also not great because you have to like it's just aimed slower. Like when you put a barrel on it, it just aims slow. I mean, you can delete somebody if you hit the headshots and stuff, but still, if a kid's using a Growl and he knows what he's doing, or something like the Kilo or M4, like they're just gonna beat you because one, they pull it up, they pull out their gun faster, uh, you know, and that's really the big thing. It's like if I'm caught sprinting, which by the way I use auto tac sprint, so whenever I push forward on my movement stick, I am full on sprinting, which is a really good thing if you play super aggressive or if you just don't want to wear out your controller. Like for me, the reason I switched is because I did not want to wear out my controller, and honestly, the sprint button started to hurt my finger. Like my left thumb started to hurt after I would play for like just an hour. It would take an hour and then it would start hurting. But yeah, so that's just kind of a tip for that. But I do think the Galil excels at a certain range, and that range is mid. Like the mid range is insane on this gun. You can just destroy people. You can straight up chop like 4 or 5 people down with one mag. I mean, it's pretty crazy for that aspect. And I don't want to sound like I'm trashing the gun because I'm not really, but it's not my playstyle gun. The Kilo is like I love the Kilo because it's really fast. The Kilo is faster than the Growl in the setup that I run, which, I showed the class setup in the beginning, and, I really try to do this with any gun that I can. Any 5.56 gun, I can basically run this similar class setup where you put the barrel on, you put a suppressor, no stock instead of stippled grip tape, and, extended mags, of course, and Commando Foregrip. That's like my favorite setup in the game. I use it on pretty much everything. So, yeah, guys, I'm kind of going to talk about the Vector a little bit too, but I'm not going to talk about the Vector yet because I do have one more thing I want to say. Now, I've seen some people say that this gun might be the new best AR, and I'm just going to say I do not think it's the new best AR. I don't think it can compete with the M4 because of the close range. I don't think it can really compete with the Growl because it doesn't have 60 rounds, and the Growl has way less recoil, better movement speed, better everything. However, I do think it has its niche. I think that if you're somebody that likes using a heavy hitting gun like the AK or the SCAR or something, and you can learn how to control this recoil, this is the class for you. Like this gun might just be your thing because it's better than both of those. It's better than the AK. It's better than the SCAR. So I don't know. But we're going to talk about the Finnick, and golly, I have tried every class setup on this gun possible. I literally can't think of anything that makes this gun viable in ground war. And mainly I'm talking about ground war because I have played search with it, and let me tell you, it's really good in search on a small map. Like if you're on something like vacant, oh, you're just going to shred people. But in ground war, unless you're in a building, the Finnick is just not good. It has the slowest reload I have ever seen. I mean, honestly, for a SMG, its reload is that of like the freaking SA-87 or something. The SA-87 is like a cross between the LMG and a freaking, assault rifle, which to me is crazy. I mean, you have 40 rounds at a fire rate of 1,111 or something like that. So you pull the trigger and you shoot for like less than a second, and you're reloading for like 2 seconds. And even with sleight of hand, it's still a slow ass reload. I mean, what's the point? I can kill 3 people at most with 1 mag. That is all I've done. I have ran into a situation where I tried to kill 4 people with 1 mag, and I couldn't because I had to reload, and then the kid turned around and killed me. And it's like, what were they thinking? Why did they take the reload and make it so slow? I would honestly understand if they made it a slow reload and it had a 60 round mag or something like the MP7, which the MP7 shoots slower, but it has a freaking magazine that's 20 rounds bigger. Like, and its base magazine for the MP7 is 40, and it has a 50 option, and then it has a 60, while the freaking Fennec has like a 12 round hollow point tip, which apparently is pretty good. And then it also has, just the 40 round mag. And golly, like, if the 25 round mag is already slow to reload, the 40 just is even more insane. So truly, I just don't really understand it. And also, here's something that I think you guys might find interesting. The MP5 still has a faster time to kill than the Fennec. That is absolutely insane to me. Like, when I saw that on an exclusive Ace video, I was just mind blown. How can you have a gun that shoots that fast that still cannot compete? I mean, man, I don't really know. I don't know the purpose of this gun. I don't see where it fits. I was really hoping for something like the Ghost Vector, because that thing was crazy.
They did. Way to go, Reaper, and way to go, Predator.
Sorry about that little transition, guys. I just wanted to let that dude get his little words in because I thought he was pretty funny and he was cool. Thanks for the support and words of encouragement. That was pretty cool. But anyway, guys, so let me explain this gameplay real fast if you're still here. This gameplay, I kind of skipped the first 8 kills. I mean, basically, I just killed a bunch of people that were straight up feeding into me. I was literally in my spawn. I had just spawned because I didn't have another point. But yeah, it's this one's pretty good. This is not the good class. The first class was definitely the best setup possible. That, in my opinion, is the best setup. But yeah, so this was one before I got this gun all the way ranked up. And yeah, I mean, you can use this if you want, but I'm not going to say it's good. But I'm going to go back to the Ghost Vector and kind of explain why that gun was so good. So what made the Ghost Vector so good was it did everything exceptionally well. It was kind of like the MP5. It was super good in close range. It was super good at range. It didn't have recoil. I don't know. That gun just hit different. It was just amazing. And I mean, I thought it might be something like that, or maybe even like the MW2 Vector that didn't have a lot of recoil. But the thing, or even the Black Ops 2, I love the Black Ops 2 Vector. That one might be my favorite actually, because I liked that game a lot more than I liked Ghost. I thought Ghost was kind of a shit game. I think a lot of people thought Ghost was a pretty shit game. Made by Infinity Ward, of course, but Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, their little cooperative let me make some trash ass games together. But yeah. And in this game, in Modern Warfare, my opinion with the Fennec or the Vector, whatever you want to call it, it has a weird visual recoil that's actually non-existent, which is something I've also heard other people say. They've said, like, yeah, the Vector doesn't have recoil, however, it just looks like it does. And I relate this to the Uzi. The Uzi has this bounce that makes it look like it has more recoil than it actually does, which will throw you off. But since I use the Uzi a lot, I can kind of predict it. But honestly, the Vector has trash iron sights, okay? But if you do put on a sight, it actually makes it a lot better. Like, I enjoy a sight on the Vector. I think it makes it, just way more enjoyable. But I can't, I have to sacrifice something else, because if you start putting on the barrels, the gun gets slow. If you start, doing all this stuff and you make it fast, you have no range. So really, there's no good setup, honestly, unless you're playing something small like Surge. I totally get it, try to balance the gun, but I think it needs a little rework. I think the reload needs to speed up. I think that there should be a bigger magazine. You know, if it had a 60 round magazine, the reload for the 40 would be okay. I think that would be a good way to balance it. That's, you know, just of course my opinion. But what do I know? You know, I'm just a player of the game. I'm no developer, so I'm sure it went through a lot of testing. Maybe it had different reloads then, but I don't remember the vector reload ever being slow in old Call of Duties. I remember it being pretty good considering you burned your entire magazine super fast. It's a lot like the Scorpion from Black Ops 2. That gun was insane. I loved the Scorpion. I ran that probably more than just about any other gun besides C4. Fun fact, I had like 7 or 8,000 kills just with C4 in like Black Ops 2 way back in the day. That's pretty funny, but you know, I would go on and play that game, but if I got on, I would get deranked and my account would be like screwed and stuff. So that's a tip. If you're going to go play Black Ops 2, don't do it. You know, if you want to keep your stats, because people will just take them away, and the game's almost unplayable at this point in time. But yeah, guys, so that's kind of just my opinion on like the vector and stuff. Not something I like, but the Galil, you know, I think is a pretty good gun. You know, just to kind of sum it up, I think Galil's pretty good in the mid. You know, it's nowhere near as good as most of the 5.56 rifles, in my opinion, just because I don't like the recoil characteristics. I could make it super accurate, but then it's super slow, and that just is not my playstyle. I do not enjoy it. I like being able to be snappy, especially, you know, like I said, since I use auto attack sprint, and I'm always, you know, full sprinting. So yeah, you know, that's about it. I'm kind of going to wrap it up there, but I appreciate you sticking around and everything. If you've made it this far, you know, drop a like, leave a comment, and subs always help. But I got some, you know, good content coming, I would say. I'm pretty excited. I've gained a lot of subscribers here recently, and hopefully I can, you know, have some video that just completely blows up. And by the way, this kid with the vector right here just absolutely destroys me. Like, when does my vector do this? But yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope everybody has a great day, and I'm just going to let the rest of this clip play out, and, you know, like I said, just try these setups out. You know, they're pretty good. Or try the first setup. Not really this one. This is just in case you have nothing else. But yeah, guys, stay safe out there and keep enjoying this Call of Duty as much as you can without making it rage. I've actually been raging a lot less. But alright, guys, peace out and have a good one.
How was it a nuke? We didn't even have them all. We lost.
They got a nuke. How the fuck they get the nuke?
Now that was a fight. Solid.
They didn't have all our shits, yo.
Oh,
I call bullshit on that one. Hey, look, you not on the scoreboard again, yo. You see all these different names and
I'm at
shit.
number 3.
Oh, your name is Poppy.